Hello, I'm Julia Cordova. Thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel and liking my videos. I really appreciate it. So this week I'm going to do just a quick chart review, but next week I'm going to try and talk to one or more options experts about not only what options are from a 50,000 foot viewpoint, but really what I want to understand is just enough information that someone who isn't an options expert can use in order to trade better and to invest better and really to understand how options action affects price action and vice versa. So that would be my goal, and that will be coming up next week, potentially. Oops, I think so. All right, let's talk charts. All right, so let's start off by looking at ES or SPX weekly futures. Last week we did a perfect back test off of weekly support and then just bounced upwards. So this week we're sort of in the middle again, but these are the two. So resistance at this point is about 4,082 or so. This measured move that we talked about before from this bull flag isn't too much higher. It's 4183. And then from a support perspective, we're looking at 3810. So right now, we do have some potential divergence, but really all that needs to happen to get rid of that divergence is more upwards action. Nothing about this right now looks remotely bearish. It just really needs to hold this support, which we did backtest last week, so it would be actually bearish if it even got close to there. But so that is what I'm looking at from a weekly perspective, and let's look at the daily. Okay, so on Twitter, I did say it looked like a, I don't even remember, expanding, I don't know, it's basically a megaphone pointed downwards, which is generally a very bullish pattern, and we did break out of that. And then for Sunday night / Monday, looking at resistance of 39.72 and support of all the way down to 38.85. So, basically, if we get, though, over 39.72, I would expect us to hit some of those weekly resistances that I talked about just now. So let's look at Nasdaq Weekly. Okay, so basically what happened is we broke out over this weekly trend line, and then we've never closed below it. We closed perfectly on it. And then last week we did dip below again, but held it at the end of the week. So the important thing for tech bulls is to hold this 12673 or about 12674 level on a close. It would be very bearish if it did not close above that. And then from a measured move perspective, Jada, no honey, sorry. From a measured move perspective, again, I mean, just from this flag, yeah, from a weekly time frame, and I don't know if it'll get there, but the measured move that I calculated before was 17,794, so approximately 17,800 or so. Who knows if it will actually get there? I do not. Okay, so let's look at the Nasdaq daily chart. So for Sunday / Monday, these are the pivots I'm looking at. Support here is all the way down to 12723 or so. And then the absolute must freaking hold for bulls is this robot line that we did perfectly backtest, and that if it were to go all the way there, it's about 12277 or so on Sunday / Monday. But of course, that gets higher all the time. So if we get a breakout above this rocket line, which is 13,592, I would expect some zoom action above that. So we're sort of still figuring out what to do. Now, you know, I was looking at this before, and I was trying to figure out, is this a bear flag? Because you could see sort of a mini and then down, and then again up here, same deal. So definitely let's watch the 1273 area, because if it is a bull flag and does close the daily below that, then I would expect some downward action. Okay, so now let's look at gold. So I started turning a little bit bullish precious metals this past week, and what I'm watching here is I saw, what I referred to in silver as a sandwich formation, which was what was happening right here, which is a large green, some smaller red candles, and then another large green to sort of sandwich those in. And that, to me, it's one of my most favorite patterns in anything. But we did get some upwards action afterwards, which is nice. So it's a really nice scalp formation at the very least. But then we did come back and get below. And the saving grace was that we finished the week above where that 4 hour was. So that 4 hour sandwich was. So it's starting to look constructive. If you look at the MAs on the hourly, we're starting to curl upwards. We're starting to cross them upwards. And now we just have to follow through in all of the other time frames. So from a weekly perspective, it will be a breakout above 1807 or so. And then if it gets below 1652, it's going to look dire, very dire, extremely dire. Yes. Okay, now let's look at silver. Same deal here. Here was the sandwich formation. And I mean, this one isn't quite, it didn't quite close above where, I had pointed out the sandwich formation. So there's that. There's that. And it's not bullish really until it's above this dotted line on the weekly, which is 2694 or so. And once it gets above 2694, it's going to start to look much better. And then if it can regain the channel at 27, sorry, there's a lot of action going on in my neighborhood right now, and I apologize. Anyway, if it can get back into this channel after it passes the key line again is 2694, and if it can get back above 2771 and back into this channel, it's going to start to look extremely bullish. So if you want to wait for confirmation, I'd say wait for the key at 2694, and then 2771 or so is the make or break, and it closes above there. Bulls are in business. All right, so one of the reasons I started to get a little bullish wasn't just that on smaller time frames I'm seeing, some positive price action on the hourly and 4 hourly, but GDX, when I'd said on the Sunday after this week that this next week, which happened to be a sort of a green hammer after the fact, was a good week to start scaling in. We had a perfect back test of that channel line. What? Yeah. And it's looking like it is potentially sort of bottoming here. Now, when will we have confirmation for that? So as you know, I like to bottom catch, but we'll have confirmation when it starts getting above these weekly MA lines. So it first has to get above the 50, the 20, and then the 9. Actually, this is the 9, but it has to start getting above these weekly MAs, and also this RSI resistance for us to really see some big price action there. And then it's not too late. I mean, somebody asked me even last week, is it too late to get in? No, it's not too late. Look at this. Look. All right. Look where it's been before. It's been way higher. So no, it's not too late at all if you're thinking about it. But it's still not technically at this time bullish as of yet. It will be when it gets out of, first of all, when we had the key back test, but when it gets out of this what is now 35.97, if it can break above that, it'll start to look extremely bullish again. Now, I do not know, when people were talking about a head and shoulders pattern, shoulder, head, I think they were thinking that the shoulder already happened. I think so. So a lot of people were nervous. A lot of people said, head and shoulders. First of all, no. If anything, this key line is the neckline, and it bounced to form a second shoulder. So potentially, I can see bears, if it does start to form another shoulder here, I could see bears saying, well, now it's going to go down from here. And that's possible. It certainly is possible. But for now, it's looking like it is still in this downward channel. And if it gets above this 35.97, then we'll talk. Okay, but I'm now long as of this past week here. And so, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, okay. Let's look at oil. not my favorite looking candle. We've talked about these kinds of candles before, but generally speaking, on the third or second or third of these candles, it does start to get a little like, is a pullback coming? So for now, and we still got some nice RSI action here, but we have a higher high, we have a higher low that's constructive on the weekly oil chart. We have a higher high and a higher low on the equity or XOP chart, but it would not surprise me to see a pullback soon and just to shake out a few late bulls. But right now there's still nothing bearish about this chart. It might just be an opportunity for bulls to add or something like that. So let's look at natural gas. Oy vey, I got screwed again by Natty. I don't know why. I don't even know. I mean, I think I just continue to trade it because I think that someday I will master it. Who knows? It's possible. I don't know. Anyway, the only thing that I can see here that is potentially not bearish looking at these, is that I was able to find a triangle here. So if that is true, then we close the week at support-ish. I don't know. But there really wasn't much of a tail if you look at the hourly. Wick, I should say. There wasn't really much of a bottom wick there. So it's not that constructive as of yet. It did look like it was going to bounce simply because this RSI got so low that when I looked at it before, if you draw a horizontal line, I can do that right now. Let's see, for kicks and giggles. So if you draw a horizontal line sometimes in support why is it not doing the thing where it like makes the line? Here we go. If you draw, there we go. All right. If you draw a horizontal line at these RSI supports, very typically, see here, not here, but here, very typically price action will bounce when it gets to RSI supports, even if they are horizontal. So a lot of times I will draw 3 or 4, you can see it again here. I will draw, well, it depends on what time frame I'm using, but I'll draw some major sort of high and low RSI about where I would start to scale in or just scalp upwards or downwards depending. But anyway, so we did have a bounce off of this hourly RSI in natural gas. But and the weekly does not look toppy to me, but however, it just doesn't look bullish at this time. Wah, wah. Okay, let's look at coffee. That one I did a little better on. Okay, so I had taken some profit here. I had added back over in here. I did not perfectly add back on the back test of exactly 36.66, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm fine. It still looks very good to me. And really, and a lot of people ask me about coffee too, whether it's too late to scale in. No, not at all. At this point, it will start to look less appealing to me if it touches, in fact, this 36.66 again. I don't like it. I don't like double dipping on a support line. So we'll have to see about that. And then if it gets above 40.75 or so, then it's going to break the F out. So I am not concerned about coffee. And let me make myself big. Okay. Thank you again so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel and liking my videos. I really appreciate it. And I hope you have a fantastic week, and I will see you on the interwebs. Okay, bye.